Welcome to our 146th online gathering for congregational leaders across the country. This weekly gathering is called Courageous Leadership and is sponsored by ELCA's coaching ministry. I am Jason O'Neill and I use any and all pronouns. I am one of the support staff for this ministry and one of your facilitators today. As we step into our time today, I encourage us to remember that we are seeking to create a safer and braver space in these gatherings for each of us to bring the truth of who we are and how we are doing. These conversations are meant to be an intentional step to live more fully into God's dream for us as the body of Christ. So again, welcome. Today is our small groups by topic day. Before we jump to our conversations, let's take a minute to center ourselves. So I'd like to invite spiritual director and ELCA coach, Melissa Schrader, to lead us in this time together.
Thank you, Jason. And I hope that my internet connection is doing okay now. So welcome, everyone. And I invite you just to pause for just a moment and notice maybe the support of your chair, your feet connecting to the floor, and your breath, the inhale and the exhale. And take a few deep breaths and just notice
put up green.
How you arrive to our space today. And if you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes if you'd like. If not, just soften your gaze and take a few moments to arrive. And as you're noticing how you come to our space, whatever you notice it without judgment. And welcome it as a guest. As thoughts or feelings arise, just notice them and arrive at our space today. We often travel in our bodies and in our minds faster than our souls can catch up with. And I'm going to share with you today a video. And it's called A Grateful Day. And it comes from the website gratefulness.org. And as we go through the video, when we come back, I'll have some questions for you. And for now, I just invite you to enjoy and take in this experience. So as you listened and saw that video, and you can put this in the chat, or if you'd like to speak in a word or phrase, what did you notice or captured your attention in that video clip?
The intentional noticing of beauty.
The variety of people. There were a lot of smiles and joyous moments.
Spirit of wonder.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. May I go ahead, some other questions, may I go ahead and share my screen? So when you think about that, how does that connect with your life as you notice and wonder this awe, this beauty, this variety?
Well, I'm going to say it's, in a sense, it's really kind of a necessity. You need different parts and experiences in life.
For me, it's a reminder to slow down. When I'm not sure I could tell you the last time I switched on the light switch and was grateful for electricity. We take it for granted.
The water. What a gift. Yeah.
I was struck by the phrase, be a blessing for all. It occurred to me that that doesn't necessarily mean you make someone happy, but you can be a blessing by saying the truth that is upsetting for the other person. That also for me is a blessing.
So yeah, oh, go ahead. Who was speaking? The other question is, what's the invitation as we listen to and hear and notice this?
You said, what is the invitation? Is that what you said?
Mhm.
For me, the invitation is to be present each day in my surroundings, not just to, go about my everyday without experiencing what's around me and really looking intentionally at what God has created in me and through all the people that I'll meet along the way, and even nature. Sometimes we're so busy getting in our cars and just taking off, and we don't stop to admire the beauty. Like he said, look up in the sky, listen to the birds and things like that. So that's what I got from an invitation to do that more often in my day.
I also heard it as an invitation almost to calm down, to find that shalom in any and every pocket that is within me, and realizing how much I wasn't calm. Realizing that peace and that presence yields to bring something that's so much more holistic than where I live most of the time. So it felt good.
Yeah.
It invites me to think about how that way of being is worship.
Well, Jason mentioned something about beingness. Sorry, Pastor Gwen.
No problem.
But we are human beings, not human doings. Now, please share, Pastor Gwen.
No, what I just wanted to, really emphasize, and what I really appreciated
It's just the appreciation of this day. I mean, I always remind myself is that this is the only day I have, and do all that I can to appreciate it and live in it and love in it. So it was just good to hear that reinforcement again, the importance of today.
I resonate with what Pastor Gwen said about the importance of the day. And for me, it is special because it's the anniversary of my baptism.
Mm.
And I have been aware of that since my morning prayers today.
Mm.
How lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yeah. I'm going to share one more time our screen. And I will leave with you. And I thank you all for your sharing and your vulnerability. I appreciate that. And I share with you a blessing. May you be able to experience awe and gratitude this day. May it flow through you and be transformed into blessings for all that you encounter today. And may you know how much you and all creation are loved and cherished by the one who creates, Christ our brother and fellow flesh dweller, and the sustainer and connector of all life. Amen.
Thank you, Melissa. And thank you all for engaging so well today. So we aim to have at least one ELCA coach in each of our breakout rooms to help facilitate conversation. And it may take a couple minutes before we get all the rooms sorted. So we appreciate your grace if you are the only person in your breakout room to start, and we will be in touch shortly if that's the case. We'll bring everyone back around 10 minutes till the hour to share learnings and insights. And I will open up the breakout rooms now. And you are able to select those. And so let me know if you don't see those or you're not able to get there. And a reminder about the topic areas. Those are growing young, grief and loss, rural ministry, urban ministry, hybrid church, advocacy, race relations, and leadership development. Welcome back, everyone. So keeping the confidences of your small group colleagues, what did you notice today?
I think Melissa's presentation helped us.
Would you like to say more?
It just felt encouraging. Or maybe it's just me personally. I'm in Philadelphia. It hasn't rained in quite a while. The grass is dry. And when I saw the water and the rain in the video, it just seemed refreshing. And I just feel like refreshed. I don't know. I think it's the video.
Nice.
Thank you, Melissa.
I have to give a shout out to Melissa because I gave her less than 1 day's notice and asked for her support today. So nothing like good planning.
That is a great website, gratefulness.org. Oh my gosh, if you visit, they have all kinds of, you need some more refreshment.
We got into kind of an interesting conversation. Well, I shouldn't say kind of. It was interesting, I thought. And I think you who were on it, but the idea of what is really the people's appeal to the church these days?
Mm-hmm.
And how do we understand it? How are we evangelical? And I'm reclaiming that word, but how do we sense what people understand and believe, and are our churches really Lutheran, or have we amalgamated across? And we had some conversation about conversations with atheists, and how do we even begin to be a witness to others who don't want to hear it, or maybe the minute we open our mouths and identify ourselves as churchgoers or Christians, that it's a turnoff. So anyway, the interesting conversation is how do you witness? How do you share your story? How do you do that in a way that you know God can use you to help open up others?
I was the other end of that conversation.
Thank you, John.
Janice confirmed for me what I dislike but have to accept. I'm mostly interested in theology. I try to teach it, but it's clear to both of us that people don't join the church because of its theology. They join it because it offers community. It's a place for their children to get education. And in the case of the church I belong to, it's because it's involved in social issues. But the theology, the question is, well, can I tolerate that theology? Is that, but it's not because of, oh, you teach that. Well, then I'm coming if you teach that doctrine, that doesn't happen. So that was the other end of the conversation as I saw it. But yeah, it was a good conversation.
And maybe those are lived experiences, not to say that others don't have other experiences, but that's been more ours.
I think our group had kind of a sluggishness with our conversation, especially when it comes to race and racism. Yeah, because that's hard work, but it's necessary work, but it's hard work. And it can make you feel weary, especially if there's some setbacks where you're at. So that would be my takeaway for us.
I was in the group with two old friends of mine in the urban ministry focus, which is where I've been going the first first Wednesday of every month. One of the things that our conversation reminded us of was this similarity of many stresses and issues between rural and urban ministries, with a significant difference that has to do with Black and brown non-English speaking people, probably more concentrated in cities than in the countryside. And we spent a lot of time musing over our own experiences and desires for how to address basically being a church in a region that is not economically powerful enough to sustain itself, needing outside help. Well, that's a conversation stopper.
It's okay, Ray, you weren't the only one.
It's been a long concern of mine, and my partners in urban ministry, I think, share that too.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why this is called Courageous Leaders, right? We're here because it's not easy. None of us, and we all recognize it's not easy. So we're working together. We're connecting with each other in our weariness sometimes, and in our joy and celebration. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. I thought I heard something else. Yeah, we've been doing courageous leadership for, I think, over 2 years now, as far as keeping with that theme and realizing it's still resonating in a number of ways. If we're willing to think about all the aspects of, yeah, what is courageous? What is courage in these times? and even leaders, because I think we're wanting to be leaders that we don't see much in the public sphere. So want to honor our time today. We invite you to join us again next week. Thank you again for being here with us and sharing your presence. As we leave today, a blessing. You are seen, you are valued, you are loved.